Good morning. What we are discussing last class? So I think PP settings covered, correct? Hello? Everyone is there?
Yes, sir. PT settings.
Yeah, PP settings are pending. Sir, Adam, define production scheduling profile. Please activate your videos. Mute your mics. Define production scheduling profile. Path SPRO. Production. Shop floor control. Master data. Define production scheduling profile. Define production scheduling profile. Select 1000 plant with the 501. Click on copy as button. So give your plant ZMP1. Scheduling profile for ZMP1 plant. So everything is same, no changes. Okay, enter. Select. Okay, and this production scheduling profile you need to link it to scheduler. Define production scheduler. Define production scheduler. Customer address. You plant GMP1. So GMP1 plant, GM1 production scheduler, production profile is a define checking control. Path SPRO, production, shop floor control, operations, availability check, define checking control, define checking control. So 1000 plant with PP01, checking control 1 and 2. Click on copy as button. Do the plant GMP1. Order type PP01. Do the plant GMP1, order type PP01. And again, use GMP1, order type PP01. These are all steps will be taken care by PP consultant only. Okay, we are not going to do in real time environment. So, one checking control, check availability during order creation, check availability during order release. That's a PP01. Next, define scheduling parameters for production orders. Define scheduling parameters for production orders. What SPRO? Production. Shop floor control. Operations. Scheduling. Define scheduling parameters for production orders. Define scheduling parameters for production orders. Define scheduling parameters for production hours. Select 1000 plant with the PP01 start. Click on copy as button. Click on copy as button. New plant GMP1. Order type PP0. Order type PP0. Save it. Define scheduling margin key. Define scheduling margin key. Up to software control same path. Select operations. Scheduling. Define scheduling margin key. Define scheduling margin key. Select 1000 plant. Triple zero and 001. Click on copy as button. View the plant GMP1. On the statistics. So what is this scheduling plan means? Suppose you want to your output within 10 days. So when we need to start the production activities. So after production activities, so how many days to deliver it? Okay. Float before production, float after production. So after production 1 day, before production 2 days. So total release time 5 days. And total operation opening period is 10 days. So if you use this G00, so today I can start, today I can release the output. Okay. So everything I can do in 1 day. It will take 10 days time. So today, suppose you want to see the output too. So you need to start 10 days before. Okay. So means planned production order we need to create 10 days back. So that is a scheduling margin case. Save it. Schedule margin key is ready. So define reduction strategies. Define reduction strategies. Define reduction strategies. Up to scheduling same path. Up to scheduling same path. Select define reduction strategies. Select define reduction strategies. Thousand plant with 0 1. Click on copy as button. Give the plant GNP1. Reduction strategy G1. Click on copy all button. Click on copy as button. That's a reduction strategy. Confirmation parameters. Define confirmation parameters. Define confirmation parameters. Up to shop floor control same path. Select operations. Confirmation. So define confirmation parameters. Thousand plant with PP01. Click on copy as button. Plant GMP1. Order type PP01. So confirmation parameters also we done it. So everything is done. So next to define order types. Up to shop floor control same path. to soft load control center. Select master data, order. So define order type. So this is the PP01 standard one. So please note it down this as it is. That is the order type changes. Next, define order type dependent parameters. Define order type dependent parameters. Click on position button, give plant GMP1. It's not there. 1000 plant with PP0. GMP1. Enter. So don't save it. Yeah, you can save it also. Save it. Now after saving, select GMP1 with PP01. Press details button. GMP1 with PP01. Press details button. So make sure that your reduction strategy corrected. MRP controller. Substitute scheduler. Note it down this reduction strategy. MRP controller. Substitute scheduler. So reduction strategy, MRP controller, MRP scheduler. So that's dependent parameters. With this step, we completed the basic PP settings. So now coming to the CO settings again. So we have three things: work in process calculation. So four things: overhead calculation, work in process calculation, and then settlement, variance calculation settlement. Work in process. So overhead will be calculated based on your costing sheet that is already configured. So we need to calculate work in process and variance calculation and settlement. Okay. So for this we need to configure settings. So whenever you create a production order, with the planned quantity, so you have already, let us assume you have a 1,000 quantity. And 76 rupees is cost. Excuse me. $76,000. So this is our planned cost. Okay. So planned production cost. So it is going to be calculated by the system automatically when you creating a production order. Okay. So similarly, system will calculate actuals. So when you are consuming the material, your moving average price will change, and your material quantity also will change as per the planning. Uh, as per the planning, so we need to issue 8 quantity for each product. So 1,000 quantity you are producing. So 1,000 into 800 quantity. 800 quantity, 8,000 quantity, and 5,000 quantity. This is for planning. Okay, but you may have actual different. So 8,000 instead of 8,000, 8,050, or instead of 5,000, 5,080. Suppose you have different quantity. Okay, so you can say that actual quantity into current moving average price. In Metal Master. So actual quantity into current moving average price in Metal Master. Okay, so that is going to be triggered for metal cost. Okay, that's for metal cost. Similarly, actual material quantity. Actual metal quantity into current moving average price in Metal Master, we get the metal average. So next thing is actual activity quantity into plan activity price. because actual activity price will not be there. So this actual activity price will come only at the end of the month. Okay. So we will take plan price one. Okay, this is conversion cost. And overhead cost will be calculated based on costing sheet. Okay. So your material cost, conversion cost, and overhead cost, all this comes automatically. Okay. So that is called actual production cost. So when work in process will be calculated, let us assume you have a 1,000 quantity. You produced only 600 quantity. At the end of the month, you produced only actual 400 or 600. The remaining 400 quantity, still it is in production process. This is in process. So this is going to be calculated. That is called work in process cost. So the cost in the floor. So for 1,000 quantity issued the raw material, 1,000 quantity you confirm the activities, but you see the output only 600 quantity. Remaining 400 quantity in the factory floor. For this remaining 400 quantity, so what is my material cost? What is my conversion cost? What is my overhead cost? Is going to be calculated. That is called work in process cost. So this is going to be calculated. Your order status is in partial release status or release status. So release status or partial release status. So release status or partial release status. So that is called work in process cost. Work in process cost is a, so where your order status is in release status or partial release status. Okay. Your entry will be generated on month ending. At the time of work in process calculation, the time of work in process calculation, no accounting entry. At the time of settlement, at the time of settlement, accounting entry will be generated. So what is accounting entry? Work in process, balance sheet account will be debited to work in process profit and loss account will be credited. So work in process balance sheet account will be debited Work in process profit and loss account will be credited. Okay. So this is at the time of settlement. Okay. Next, coming to the variance. So variance is the difference between actual production cost and actual. So this will come only your this is a plan quantity. This is actual quantity. This is WIP. 400 is per WIP. So here when it comes to here, plan 1000, actual also 1000. So your work in process is 0. Work in process is 0. Okay. Variance cost, where your order status is delivery status, PECO status, delivery status, technically completed status. Delivery status and PECO status. Okay. So at the time of variance calculation, so please note it on this note. So the time of variance calculation, no accounting entry. So no accounting entry. At the time of settlement, at the time of settlement, accounting entry will be generated. The entry is work in process profit and loss account will be debited. Work in process balance sheet account will be credited. Production variance account will be debited to cost of goods manufactured. Okay. So this work in process variance calculation configuration we'll see tomorrow's class. Settlement configuration we'll see tomorrow's class. Thank you very much. Have a nice day to all.